Well, today is Gingerbread Day, and every Christmas for so many years when the kids were younger, I used to make gingerbread house pieces to build gingerbread houses. Became a tradition after about year 3 or so, and we did it a lot. I had gingerbread parties. I made enough gingerbread houses for every couple. And we used to have a lot of fun. It was Thanksgiving. I asked the kids if they wanted to do gingerbread houses, and they both were fairly enthusiastic about it. But last night, Gary was like, you need to curb your enthusiasm just a little bit. No, he didn't say curb my enthusiasm. He said, adjust your expectations. So anyway, I'm going to work on mixing, baking the gingerbread now, and we'll see how long it takes me. My goal is to have it done today. Ethan's coming home tomorrow. Gary's going to Denver to pick him up. So I have some things to do to get ready for him to come home for Christmas, which is so awesome. I'm feeling very excited. Have my tried and true gingerbread recipe here, and it's a very simple gingerbread recipe. What book is this? I got this book 100 years ago. It's simply gingerbread houses. I think I got it used on Amazon. My girlfriend Fawn, her mother-in-law had a Wilton's gingerbread house kit, and I used to borrow it every Christmas, and then finally I made copies of it at 200% and then cut out cardboard and made my own. And like I said, they're very simple. Tree update. She's still drinking, but not quite as much. How beautiful is this tree? I've gathered the ingredients that I need for gingerbread houses. I try to use this grandma's unsulfured molasses. It's my favorite. In process, first piece is in the oven. This is the second piece. You can see I've just cut it out. Then I'm going to use my handy dandy icing knife and pull up all the pieces around and bake it right here on this overturned cookie sheet. And it is greased with a little bit of shortening. Just checking on the gingerbread. Looks good. It's got some bubbles I gotta pop. This piece is raw, cut, ready to go in. This is dough getting ready to be rolled. And then when I store the dough, I wrap it in paper and have a damp washcloth just sitting near because it does dry out really quickly. So this gingerbread should be done now. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna take it out. Not bad. I did pop some bubbles. I used this opportunity with a clean hand to just kind of press down those bubbles. They're not harmful, except for that I have had the skin of them break off, and so then it looks kind of like your gingerbread house is peeling a little bit, but sometimes that adds to the aesthetic. So this is going to cool a bit on this pan here, and I'm going to get it off with a spatula as soon as I can basically touch the pan. You want that pan to still be warm, because if you let it cool off, this gingerbread will stick to your pan. So get it off while it's warm enough to work with. Cooling station. I'll be cooling off the pieces over here on these racks. I wanted to show you that this gingerbread is a really dry dough, and I find that it comes together just fine. Just keep working with it. It'll get warm and it'll bind better and better. And as soon as you get a big enough smooth spot, go ahead and cut your stencil. So I've got to get this one a little bigger than this to be able to cut my stencil. And I find it's really strong gingerbread, even thin. Even if I start to get lazy in the end and make thin walls, it still holds up pretty well. See how the middle of this is a darker color? That's all bound really well. This stuff would do the same thing if I worked with it a little while, but I don't need all of that. This is where I'm going to be cutting my shape. And so this is a large part of the roof. So I'm going to put this down here, and then with just this regular knife, I'm going to just cut around it and pull the excess pieces off. Got the edges cut, cleaned up a little bit. sometimes I'll take this offset knife and just sort of make sure the sides are nice and straight as I can get them, and not kind of stretched anywhere. In between things, there's plenty of grease left on the pan. In fact, I feel like it gets better and better. Like your first pancake isn't the best. Here are the finished pieces. You can see they all came out pretty nice. I've got roofs, walls, front and back, extra pieces, and some Christmas trees. So stay tuned and maybe you'll see these being built or already built. It was fun, easy, just time consuming. I'm all done with the gingerbread. I wanted to bake 3 full houses, but it's been hours and hours, and I just decided 2 houses was enough. So I baked enough pieces for 2 houses. All the pieces came out nice, so I didn't have to worry. And then I baked a few Christmas trees and a couple of extra pieces just in case of catastrophe. So it's gingerbread day. It's gingerbread building day. The kids are supposed to be over here in about 40 minutes. And we've got it set up here for them to build and use their creativity to make the best darn gingerbread houses of 2024. What do we have here to be creative with? Well, we have Rice Krispie treats, and they're soft and pliable, and so they can be kind of molded into anything you want. We have red vines that can be pulled apart and used as individual strings. We have M&Ms, baby M&Ms. We have Skittles, a selection of candy canes, Smarties, candy necklaces, some pretzels with shapes, some Christmas tree peeps. We also have some chocolate rocks of varying types. So, we shall see how creative these guys get.
Zizi, are you enjoying a gingerbread party with your friend?
Alright, so this is a house based on The Last of Us. You got our clicker infected up here. You got some vines coming off of him. And the rest is just general post-apocalyptic vibes.
What do we have on this side?
We got a fallen tree that's causing some property damage here. And our fence is broken a little bit. Surrounded by rubble. Some bushes. Another overgrowth in the window. This is a car. This is a broken down car.
I see it.
'Cause there's no tires. And back here we got more veins, more overgrowth, and yeah, rubble and some like dirt.
So these
pretzel sticks.
these veins are the Fungus.
It's the fungus.
The fungus coming off of The Last of
Use
Us
the gold spray.
clicker. Based on this photo right here.
Kind of hard to see.
That's cool.
Nice.
All right, Last of Us house.
All right, so the house we're looking at here is a crystal fantasy house that focuses on renewable energy, okay, and reducing our global carbon emissions and making
Crystal conduit.
We got a crystal conduit. It's powered by crystals a little bit, and that's going in here to the solar panels that are going in there. We got a wind turbine up here. I mean, because we're just built different. We got 2 types of renewable energy. And then we make sure that we have a bunch of carbon or fossil fuels. We got to make sure that we can burn coal if we have to.
No.
Wait, what? Now
That's
it's,
like
now
the
it's carbon
opposite of
burning?
what we're trying
Oh,
to teach
shoot.
people about.
I was throwing that in as like a little bit of a goof, but yeah. Well, I mean, then we'll pretend. Well, no, that's not. Who said that was coal?
Okay,
Those are
vines
pretty
on the
rocks
side.
and vines,
You got vines on the side.
and it's all natural.
Here is the aftermath of gingerbreading. Don't be sorry. This is called creative process. That's what we call it, creative process.
This is when you do gingerbread right.
The final ginger houses. The utopia and the dystopia. I am happy to report a successful gingerbread building afternoon with both of our boys and their girlfriends. It was a great time. We had some food and we had some laughs, and they got quite creative, and it was really nice. I love when we have any excuse to gather all together. So I hope you enjoyed our crazy little gingerbread situation, and until next time, we'll see you real soon.